February is Black History Month, and we are paying tribute to the contributions made by African Americans here in the U.S. And Leanord Simpson is here this morning, and Shabra Dorsey is also here. And we're talking about contributions when it comes to fashion, which is why you're here,
yes,
and of course, film as well. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful weekend, and it's so great to see you and have you here. You have amazing, delightful things that I actually got to witness earlier on the week, and got to come see you in person and see how everything's created. It was absolutely amazing to me.
Your dresses are phenomenal and very inspired by film.
Yes.
We're going to take a look at what film has done in fashion over the history, and Black history is amazing. Two of my favorite films were Mahogany and, of course, Dreamgirls.
My favorite.
One of my favorites. And we're taking a look at Dreamgirls now, of course, Diana Ross and the new version, and that look of the strapless, the beating. We're going to take a look at your clothes and how influenced. But one of the things here was so beautiful in the film was the creation of how those outfits influenced some of the designers throughout history in fashion, which I love. Let's take a look as we go from the movie here to your models. Let's take a look at that. Here's 3 of the collections of the Ochea fashion line, and I just think they're beautiful. Tell us a little bit about these beautiful gowns.
Okay, the first gown here that you can see in this beaded gown here.
On the left.
Yes, it is a netted beaded gown, which kind of reminds me of that Josephine Baker, and it's very elegant. As you can see, the beading is more into the tweeding of the gown, so it's more like an art. You see that?
Yes,
it's
almost lace-like.
Yes, it's just gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
And I love the return of the gloves. I like the length. It's reminiscent of that movie time, but brings it up to pop and modernism.
Lengthens the arms.
It's like arms, just gorgeous. It's so
elegant.
pretty, and I like the simplicity of the neckline because it really modernizes, but takes it from the air of that film and that beautiful makeup and neckline. Just gorgeous, of course. And our beautiful Alexis in the center. Now this is a little bit more neoclassic.
Yes, this is a little more classic. It's got a little Roman-air touch to it. And as you can see, the jewelry, isn't that beautiful? Kind of like that antique goddess look. It's still got that little Diana Ross flair in it, or a little bit of, but it's more Roman and a twist of elegance in there. Look at those beadings. I love that.
And I like the applique, because that's happening, Bridget, in fashion all throughout the collections this season and going in forward into spring. And I love the shimmer. We maybe see that at the Oscars, which will be really fun. And as we pan down and look at that from the Ochea collection, you see the shimmer, the length, and the gold sandal you popped with that.
It's in the material right there.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that fabulous?
And our girl on the right, tell us about this collection. This is beautiful.
Oh, isn't this pretty? I want you to see this lace. This is the new style of a lace. It's kind of got that, look at that. See,
oh, it's almost like, it's like it's almost like a tablecloth overlay, beautifully done. Oh, it
has that printing in that lace. But I also went over it with a little beading, still giving you a little bit of that time of that dream girl, but a little bit more Roman in there also.
Oh,
look at that.
Just love it. It's beautiful. So we go back to film and fashion, and we talk about my favorite movie, Mahogany, which influenced actually my career, back then. Yes, before I got to work with Diana Ross, I actually got to do her jewelry and got to work with it. But Mahogany was one of the first films that actually influenced my career, and before I got to actually meet Diana Ross personally one time and have to work with her. So
she looks fabulous in everything.
Tell us a little bit about your company, your philosophy. I know that was important to you.
Yes, well, what we do is we take updated and outdated gowns and turn them into updated fashion. And so we redesign the clothing, saving the environment, but also upgrading the colors, the stoning, that new age type technique today.
How fabulous.
And you still keep the elegance in the fashion. So I think it's absolutely stunning.
That's wonderful. Let's take a look at Mahogany. And this is on Clavata. Oh, this is beautiful. She is an incredible, not only an incredible model, Clavata, but beautifully done. I love this because it just seems to float, just like that movie Mahogany and Diana Ross did in that film. But tell us about the embellishment here, because that seems to be really important in this piece.
Yes, this embellishment is that goddess back in the Roman time, a little bit still with that little flair of that dream girls effect. But it also, if you get closer on that bordering, look at beautiful the swirling is around that. Remember, back in the days, they always had the border around under the waist a little bit higher up and around the neckline, just giving you more of that goddess but still elegant flow.
Yes, very form flattering.
Yes,
It's very flattering. It's
very
beautiful.
flattering.
I know the makeup is close on her today. Laura Haso did this makeup. She came in the studio and she's a really wonderful artist. I love how she's brought the look of, like, you know, mahogany and Diana Ross and that collection back to the current trends, which are amazing.
Right.
Let's take a look at our next two.
And while we do, where do we find right now your fashion? Is it best to
go to www.ocheafashion.com.
And how do you spell Ochea for people who might not know?
Ochea.
Okay, there you go. All right.
That's fantastic.
Our next look.
Absolutely
So
stunning.
much fun. Of course, you look absolutely gorgeous today,
Thank
by the
you.
way. Stunning.
Thank you.
I love your outfit.
I did this in a green, and we also do the fur line too.
It's a faux fur.
Yes.
I have to say that. That's
Beautiful.
beautiful. That's so PC. Okay.
Hey,
now
tell
we
us
have a
about
guy
this.
with us too,
Yes.
which is great. Now this is just wonderful. I love this because
I
it's
do
really
too.
that suspender look and the wrap shirt, which is great. The little hat, which is great on him.
Beautiful.
It's a super look. And then if you pan down, you see he's got the jean tucked in, the boot, which is a really, we talked about this earlier a couple weeks ago, that story coming back, which is really fun. And I love that. And then we go to our last girl. Tell us about this on beautiful, beautiful. I love the amethyst. Tammy, that's gorgeous.
Yes, Tammy.
So go ahead and tell us about this last girl here. And the amethyst is beautiful.
And
the roses.
This one here is the purple. Look how beautiful that is with the roses I placed right under the breast. Still accenting the waist a little bit, but also giving you a vintage touch of the holiday seasons. But not only that, it still gives you a little bit of that kind of vintage. Is that gorgeous?
Yeah, it's beautiful because the look is there and you've got that romantic feeling traveling through the whole dress. And then you have your last girl, Tammy, who's coming on, which is a full figure model, which is our finale girl. So let's take a look at Tammy now as we close out the segment and give this whole really beautiful look. This is all just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Take a look at Tammy.
So it's a whole new twist on taking
it
that vintage look, updating it, in every size. Take a look at that.
Look at
that's
this.
gorgeous.
This is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
This piece is sort of like a Spanish with a little Roman air touch, and still has that flair of that 60s kind of era. You're still in the mix.
And again, I love all the sizes. Sorry, I just want to say that. I love how you design for every body type, every size.
That is correct.
And taking that influence right into your line. Tell us about the events, the fashion show for charity coming up.
Yes, we are going to be at the lovely Kumbla Fest event. It's a 3-day event, but we will be on the 26th. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. So you will be able to see the Ochea fashion line.
Where's that going to be?
And that's going to be at the Lyceum.
Oh,
the
wonderful.
Lyceum downtown.
Great venue. Okay.
Yes. Please come, everyone, and see these lovely fashions and a lovely event.
Wonderful.
For Black History Month.
My gosh, this is so exciting. And it's great to have a designer right here in our city. And it's so nice for you to be here with us. Thank you so much. Celebrating a wonderful month and history.
And knowing you guys, you're just fabulous.
Well, inspiring a lot of designers out there. Thank you so much for coming in, sir.
Thank you
nice
so
to
much.
meet you very much. Okay, Leonard, thank you.
Stay stylish. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll be back next week as Valentine's Day. So we'll have lots of exciting things coming in the studio.
Going to make us look good for that day. When we come back this morning, workers trying to prep Cowboys Stadium for tomorrow's big game. They're hurt when some ice comes crashing down on top of them. What a nightmare this has been for the Super Bowl city this year. We'll have an update on that. Plus, the big game, a big deal. But so are the hilarious commercials, this one particularly. We're going to have a preview of some of the amateur commercials that are competing for $1 million and a spot to run their ad, yes, on the Super Bowl. Be right back.